So I just called an emergency team meeting because we've just wasted $15,000 on basically what is a spam email list from Meta. So I want to break down everything that went wrong so that you don't have to make the same mistake as we did. I want to talk you through some of the things that we're doing and some of the things that Meta don't actually explain, because sometimes I think they're just secretly after your money. I want to show you how you can get the best bang for your buck when marketing your business. I'm Ken. I'm the co-founder of Clipflow, and I like to solve problems with software. I co-founded a company called RealBase with my brothers, which we sold in 2022 for $180 million. I see a lot of people struggling with marketing their business, and I reckon we can help using software. And our goal at Clipflow is to help 100,000 people grow their businesses with content. So in order for 100,000 people, right, to actually know who we are, we need to market to them. So we need to actually get them to see our business and see what we can actually help them with. Without being seen, you're basically invisible, right? When you're underneath 1 million in rev, right? So if you have a less than 1 million, only focus on content. So it's like focus, or actually we could even make that broader and focus on marketing, right? No one knows who you are. Realistically, marketing is what's going to set you free, okay? Our experience with Meta Ads, why did we do it? In the past business, we were doing direct sales, right? So we would walk up to people, we would do calls, do email, we'd get a lot of referrals, right? Those were really the primary, and it was like face-to-face. Frank, one of my brothers, was the head of sales and eventually CEO, but he would spend a lot of time doing that. I would come in usually as a technical sales and help people there, but because the contracts were big, so we had big contracts, right? With large contracts, lots of money, and users would stay. So it'd be like 1 to 3 year contract. That's how we worked in our last business. So it was B2B, high ticket sales. You know, we kind of knew exactly how to do it. We had a formula. It's like, we get the calls, do it many times, keep chipping away until you actually get it. Knock on the door, the deal. But in this new business, we are trying to go global. Right? So we're trying to go global. We're just a little country over here in the middle of nowhere, and we want to get around the whole world. I don't know how to draw the world, but we want to go all the way around, right? From here all the way out. With that, we can obviously not sit down with people and give them the attention that they deserve. So we have to rely on the internet, I guess. So this is where things get interesting for us. So there's 2 plays here. So for us, it's like there's 2 ways to market our business, right, at the moment. So we can go for organic content, right? That's number 1. And then number 2 is going to be ads, paid. And what's the pros here? So we got low cost here, and then we got lots of trust is built from the organic content. And then with the ads, the pros are it's speed, right? You get data, a lot of data very quickly. So the more you spend, the more data you can get, the quicker you can test your marketing message. So those are the kind of pros on it. But then there are cons here. So organic content is very slow. It takes a long time. You've got to learn how the systems work and how that people want to interact with your content. So there's lots of learning. It's a skill to actually be able to do this. We are still learning this. We're not trying to pretend that we know exactly what we're doing. And the cons of ads here, right? So you're at the mercy of the platform. If they put up the price, that's the price. It's an auction environment. So you've got to spend more and you just got to keep spending. When you stopping equals no leads, right? It's instantly turned off. So as soon as you turn off your ads, it's game over. So that's kind of where we are. Those are the 2 ways that we really can think of actually marketing this business when we are talking at scale here. All right. So what's the first thing for us was like initially. So it's an initial experience, right, with Facebook was we got some small wins. Feels very much like gambling, right? You put in money, you do a little ad, you start getting some reward, right? Because you start getting leads. And in the beginning for us, we were just getting signups for a free product. And the thing with that is it was costing about $20 per sign up. That's what we were getting. And we were pretty happy with that, right? We were like, well, you know, it's a brand new product. We don't really know. We're getting $20 a sign up. And you think, this is sick. This is really working. But what happens very quickly is you start seeing the spend go up. So eventually we were spending $80 per day. Now that doesn't sound like much, but over time it does compound, and especially as a startup, right? So that's what we are right now. We're in startup phase. We're playing this game on hard mode, right? We want to build a business that's profitable. We want to make money. That's the goal. We don't want to just keep funneling money into a product if it doesn't actually work. So we don't want to just go and spend heaps of cash there if it's just basically just getting set on fire. So we started like, $80. Oh, it's actually closer to 100, to be honest. $100, $80 to $100 a day. And then what happens? So fast forward now. So we're going forward into the future, and we are now spending over $1,000 per day. All right. Not ideal. And this is a 10x of what we were doing, right? Quite a lot of money there just to be chucking in the bin if you're not getting great leads, right? Now, this is where the cracks begin to show, right? The cracks in the old game plan, because we're spending $1,000 a day. We're thinking we're having a great time, and then we lead into these problems. So the first thing we saw was that ads equals shorter runway, right? This is my main problem. By spending this money, we shrunk our runway. Our runway was like quite a healthy 18 months, very, very healthy. It shrunk it down to 12. That is a lot of time lost. 6 months, you can achieve a lot in a business. There's a difference between making money and not making money. So for me, this is a very, very big primary concern here, right? So until you're actually making money and have customers paying, I think this is something you really need to consider here. You could be eating away at your budgets very, very fast. Now, that's not the only thing, right? What we saw was we relaunched our ads. So we stopped ads, then we relaunched with a new thing because we got our messaging stronger. Now, obviously, the better your ads are, the lower your conversion rate is. But what we noticed was, this was so funny. We got some ads sent out, new ads, new targeted, really good, feeling really strong about them. I did a whole bunch of volume to make sure that we could actually get the right message. But what we saw was very interesting. Overnight, we're getting 70 to 100 leads. We were pumped. We were so pumped. We were like, we've nailed it. We've smashed it. We've got this messaging perfect. We let that run for a couple of days. So now, like, put it like in perspective, 5 days is $5,000 that we've just spent. And we're like, well, it's worth it because we just got like 500 leads. This is epic. And if those people turn into, even if like 5% of those people turn into customers, like what are we talking? Like 500 leads. And then we would have 25 paying customers, right? That would be great. That would be amazing. So we were stoked. Like we were going to run that. But, big but, we then went deeper. And what did we notice? The leads were trash bin, absolute trash in the bin, directly in the bin. Why? They were like spam, right? So Facebook was serving these ads. And this is the first thing that I reckon you need to do. When you do your ads, turn off the audience network. Just chuck it directly in the bin. Do you ever spend time in the audience network? Have you ever seen an ad from the audience network? I haven't. I'm sure you haven't either. Where do we see ads? Instagram and Facebook. That's where we want our ads to run, right? So we turned that off, right? I had a call with Meta. I complained about it and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know. But then the next one that they got was the others. So we track our UTM params. Where's the placement? So the placements were now landing in others. What is others? I don't know. Do some research on Google. I asked Perplexity, I asked everyone. No one can tell me what it really is. So I called Meta and I talked to them. They didn't even know. They couldn't even answer my question. And upon researching and digging deeper and kind of pulling it out of them, they put the others is a whole bunch of other spots, like experimental. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really want to run ads in experimental placements so that the algorithm can learn while at the cost of my money. So digging deeper, what did that mean? We had to then move into manual placements. So that means you're turning off Advantage Plus placements, which the system starts screaming at you and says, don't do it. You're going to lose leads. No, actually not. You're going to just lose rubbish leads. So this is where the tension really started getting us with ads, right? It was like from something that was kind of like, yippee, we're winning, to really bad quality. We noticed like we were just getting junk. I was looking here and I was seeing form completions and it was literally just rubbish. None of these people like would even verify their email. Now, again, you could go and move your conversion event further down the track. You could say after verification, which is something we considered for sure. But we were like, well, in reality, if you just put the ads in the right place, we do get better leads. So we ended up doing that. I went manual and then I also dropped the ad spend, right? So I put the ad spend down because we don't want to waste our runway. In the end of the day, we believe in a company that we want to build for a long time, not for a short term, flash in the pan. We're going to be here for a long time. So we believe that we need to spend the time making organic content while maintaining some sort of ad, because the ads are great just for like brand awareness and all that kind of stuff and just constantly seeing your name, see you in organic, the see you paid. You're just going to build. A nice thing to do as well, just a little bit of a side note, is don't ask anything in your organic. Don't try and sell. Do that with your ads. You don't have to spend that much money. We're spending like ridiculous amounts. It's not, in the grand scheme, it's not ridiculous. It's just ridiculous for a startup. Little caveat there. People spend way more than this and do very well. So it depends on your business. Now, we weren't just looking for more leads. We want more leads, is great, but we also want better quality. Quality is very important to us because we want to find the right users. So what can we do instead? right? What can we do instead? For us, that means a different strategy. So what we want to do is we are spending more time on organic. Organic is a lot harder to do, right? Like you got to invest in long form, you got to do your short form, different platforms, etc. It's a lot of work, but realistically, you want to be doing evergreen content. So we want to be making content that can last for a long time. So a video that, shows a customer pain point, talks to them through it, shows how you're solving that for people. I think that kind of content is going to be good. It's going to just do this. You may not have a viral banger, but realistically, over time, you're going to have this real slow growth. And we're seeing this in like 3 months in. It's something that just slowly grows over time and just ticks away in the background and just converts. And we're seeing like leads that come in here. So you get 1 or 2 leads here, but they're really high quality because they've spent time with you, right? You're building your brand. So all that to say, this is our kind of organic evergreen is our strategy right now. Lots of this. So like 90% this, 10% ads. And I think with that strategy, what it's going to do is going to increase our runway. We're going to get our runway back up to the 18 months, which is realistic because we're not spending that. We caught it real quick. Like we check our profit and loss all the time. We could see, cool. We need to pull that back, spend the time here. And also, these are fixed costs. You already are paying the people to work for your business. These you can scale up and down, which is really nice about ads. They're not like fixed. So we believe ads are important. So keep doing them, especially if you don't do them. If you don't do them, chuck some in there because they're definitely help. And ads add fuel to the fire that organic starts, right? So organic is going to start that and your ads are going to just come and do the selling for you. And I think the key thing here is no matter how big you are, right? No matter how big, no one knows who you are. This is something we all need to remember, right? We think that we can launch a product, it's going to just blow up overnight and we're going to have a great time. But in the end of the day, no matter how big your brand is, no one knows who you are. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to the rule where they have a lot of notice, like Nike and Disney and those behemoths. But remember, they've been around for a very long time and spent a lot of money. When we're talking just standard, us, people watching this video, most likely, no one knows who you are. So you need to do marketing. And you have these 2 kind of big options on the internet. There are a lot of other ones. There's cold outreach. There's a whole bunch of other ones. But the ones that I think like you can move the needle and just kind of do, I guess, organic content you can do once and kind of let it go. Like, obviously, you got to keep doing it, but you get what I'm saying. We wanted to highlight this and just show you what it is. We're building Clipflow. It's a content management platform for businesses who are using content to scale. So we are trying to solve this problem. We had a big problem trying to make a lot of content. We're building a platform for that. We're seeing a lot of people using it and also really finding that it unlocks them to do more, which is in the end of the day, the more content you can make, the more you can be seen. So that's what we're doing. If you find this interesting, please chuck a like, subscribe, leave us a comment, tell us what you think. What are you doing? What's your strategy? And until next time, catch you on the next one.